You did it again. Your alarm clock went off. You hit the snooze button 3 times. Then you got up. You checked your phone because, well, that's what you always do when you wake up. And, well, guess what? There's an urgent email from your work. My question to you is, did you really need to know about that urgent email at the time of waking up? Honestly, what would happen if you waited an hour to see that? Was it worth how you're feeling right now? Reactive, panicked, and not quite awake yet. You see, our morning routine is so key for us living a happy life. When we start our day in a reactive mode, that's negative energy. Do you really want to start your day that way? In today's episode, I'll talk about 3 toxic habits that many of us have in our everyday life. I'm bringing it to your attention in case you're finally ready to ditch them as you choose happy for living your life. Let's do this, girlfriend. Let's ditch these toxic habits. Hey, girlfriend. Welcome to the Choose Happy with Marie show. Do you want to connect back to yourself and what you really want for your life? Do you find yourself up late at night wishing you could just stop that never-ending cycle of people-pleasing? Do you wake up with plans for the day, but you struggle to follow through to complete them? Hi, I'm Marie. I too felt overwhelmed on the hamster wheel called life. Negative self-talk, limiting beliefs, and unhealthy habits were standing in my way of truly living a happy life. My breakthrough happened when I learned the power of choosing happy. In this podcast, you will find ideas for living a life where you put what you want first. You break free from your mind's focus towards negativity, and you find the peace and stability that will help you live the life that you really want for yourself today. Let's do this. We are choosing happy. Come on in, girlfriend. Hello, how are you? Do you feel spring is in the air? Where I live, I'm seeing a mixture of weather, new snow, melting snow, so I'm not quite sure what Mother Nature is choosing to do. Those of us in the Northern Hemisphere are embracing longer days, and I am so grateful for the extra daylight hours. Spring is a perfect time for new beginnings. There's just something about new growth that inspires me to start new things. How about you? It also inspires me to clean my spaces, but that's for another episode. I've got that planned for April, when my spring cleaning bug will kick in and I'll start cleaning my home. What I also have planned for April for you is leaning into the new energy that the spring season gives us. It's about starting something new. Yes, there's cleaning to do. If my mother were still with us, she would tell me to get going on that spring cleaning for sure. I invite you to start thinking about just one thing that you really, really would like to do in your life. Something that's been on your heart for a while. Something that you know would make you feel so happy, but you've got something that's standing in your way. What if you took the energy of the spring season and you got started on it? And I'm going to go deeper into this in early April. I just wanted to get you just starting to think about that. The self-love habit series that I did in February was so well received, so it inspired me to create another series for you. This one is a mini-series, as it will consist of 2 episodes, and I'm going to title it the Morning Routine Series, and I plan to expand on this series in the future. As I mentioned, spring, it's a great time to start changing things up in your life. Today's episode, we will focus on toxic habits. Toxic habits that you may have in your morning routine. You may know they're toxic and you don't change them, or maybe you don't realize the negative impact they have on your day. Habits that set us up with negativity seconds after our alarm clock goes off, those are toxic habits. You see, our morning routine is so powerful in how we get going about living our day. Are you aware of the bad habits you may have? Now that you've adopted the Choose Happy mindset, and I am loving that you are, it's a great opportunity to review what you do in your morning routine. Are you willing to change these bad habits? It's one thing to become aware of them, and another thing to actually make the changes. Remember, you will keep getting the same results if you keep doing the same thing. Having a daily morning routine sets us up for the tone of our day. With a healthy morning routine in place, you will find you will have an improved mood and more energy, reduced anxiety, and your productivity will improve. No way, you may be saying. Yes, it is possible. But before you can have this, you have to get rid of the toxic habits you have in your morning routine right now. And that's what this episode is focused on. Now, I can't go through all the toxic habits that you could be doing in your morning routine, as I do try to keep these episodes short. So today I'm going to focus on 3 habits that you may be doing in your morning routine. The first one, and you know I'm going to say this, mobile devices. Many of us turn to our mobile devices first thing after waking up, and you may already know this, but I'll remind you, this is a toxic habit. Did you know about 80% of smartphone users, that's a pretty high amount, check their mobile phones within 15 minutes of waking up every morning? Unless you're on call, whether your job requires it or you're worried about a loved one, it is not recommended to turn it on unless you're using it for your meditation, yoga, or spiritual practice. Because you know what's going to happen. You're going to check the time on your device, and you'll see a message from someone, whether through text or an email notification. And there you go. You are in reaction mode. And there's the beginning of your day. If you do want to use the mobile device to wake you up, turn off notifications. Did you know you can do that? I have an Apple phone and I have it set that I don't receive notifications after a certain time of day until the time that I choose for the next morning. And there is a setting, in case you are worried about loved ones getting through to you, that you can have them in your favorites and those messages would come through. So you don't have to worry about that. I like to use my phone for doing meditations, so by having notifications silenced, I can use it without being interrupted by anyone else. So I'm protecting my early morning routine. Toxic habit number 2, having the news in the background as you get ready for your day. What I'm about to say is something I find myself telling others who reach out to me on how they can stop negativity in their life. I tell them the same thing that I'm going to say here. 4 words. You ready? You can guess pretty much what I'm going to say. Turn off the news. I get that you want to stay in the loop. You want to be informed on what's going on in your city, in the world. I get that because I want to stay informed too. My question to you is, do you have to know this information first thing in the morning? Is it really going to impact how you choose to spend your day? If it's not, consider listening to the news either later in the morning, or if you can let it go, only listen to the news a few times a week. Or I've been told that reading the news is better for you than listening to the news. So keep that in mind if you feel the need to read the news daily. Now, the reason why this habit can be toxic is because when you do it first thing in the morning, the news has a lot of negativity, a lot of drama. That's how they get you sucked into listening to it. Some people will get themselves ready for the day while having it in the background thinking, that's no big deal. You're just listening to it. You are absorbing that negativity without you realizing it. Toxic habit number 3, coffee or tea, a caffeinated beverage, as the first thing that you drink when you get up. Now, I get it. I like my cup of coffee too. Brewing coffee is the first thing I like to do. There's something about the smell and the sound of brewing that is just a nice wake-up habit. We've heard it all the time. Drink more water. It requires effort for me to remember to drink more water during the day. So what I've done actually is tricked myself that I can't have my first cup of coffee until I drink a cup of water. It's just become a not negotiable habit that I've put in place. Drinking a caffeinated beverage as your first thing that goes into your body is not good for us. And so that's why I started to drink the glass of water before coffee. Your body, mentally and physically, will thank you for that glass of water. And then your brain well, thank you for the coffee or the tea. The first two habits, checking your mobile phone and listening to the news, are going to send you into a spiral of negativity. As soon as I stopped doing them, I felt better starting my day. I no longer was reacting to other stuff. I protected the peace that I could feel early in the mornings because I didn't let those things into my life until I was done, until I had my morning routine, until I grounded myself in positivity, and then those things could start entering my life. It is so important that we fill our cup early in the mornings so that we go into the world as the best version of ourselves, not in a reactionary way, but in an empowering way. So, for this upcoming week, can you set your alarm a little earlier? And if you have to use the alarm on your mobile phone, turn off notifications until after you've completed your morning routine. And there should be a setting on your phone to do that. Consider playing music that you like in the background instead of turning on the news. Read the news later in the day. Music that makes you happy? Now that's a great way to start your day. And don't forget, drink that glass of water. It's just a habit. You can implement it. Maybe put water in the coffee mug. Drink it before you put that coffee in that mug. That trick helped me to get started with it. Next week, I will talk about positive, healthy habits that you can bring into your morning routine where you will actually like to wake up in the morning. I know, eh? That's asking a lot. Anyways, ensure you select the subscribe button on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss the next episode in the series. I will also send a reminder of when the episode is live, and you are welcome to sign up for the emails. Link is below in the show notes. Thanks for listening. It is so nice to connect with you in this way. Remember, it is always within your power to choose happy. You get to choose every minute of the day. So stop the bad habits you may have in the morning. You deserve better. Set yourself up for success. Remember, to change your life, you need to change your habits. Wishing you a wonderful week, choosing happy. Cheers! I hope today's episode gave you ideas for choosing happy and living your life today. You are worthy of living a happy life. Please forward this episode to friends and family who may benefit from hearing about today's topic. If you have a minute, please leave a review for the show on your favorite podcast app. It warms my heart to see the reviews, and reviews result in the show being recommended to others on the podcast app. If you're looking for more, I invite you to come join us in the Choose Happy with Marie Facebook group, where I drop by several times a week with inspiring posts. You can find the link in the show's notes. And finally, don't forget that you can purchase your very own Choose Happy affirmation cards on my website at www.choosehappywithmarie.com. Have a great day, and remember, choose happy.